All right, welcome back to Turnbull Garage. So today going to be carrying on with the Subaru Sambar rescue. And in the last video you saw we got the bed bolted on, got the lights put in, got a lot of the electrical all hooked up, got the radio working, but ran into an issue. I'm still having a problem with the fan speed, the heater fan speed controller. So today I'm going to be pulling the dashboard out of this thing and show you guys what's involved in pulling out the dash. It's a bit of a challenge. There's definitely some tricks to getting the dashboard out. If you've not done it before, you'll definitely want to watch this video because I'm going to go into some detail on what's involved in getting that out. So I think I know what the problem is. I'm hoping it is because I do have a spare part if that is the problem. So let's just dig right into this and show you what I got to do. So before I pulled the dash out, I got everything cleaned up. I wiped the doors, well, this door anyway, wiped it down, wiped the floors down, the seat area, just to get it, a little cleaned up, wiped the dash down because everything was so dirty, dusty, and just nice to have it cleaned up. So the first thing we're gonna do is just pop these little things out here. They should, just pop out. And then behind there, you'll find little 10mm screws. So with all three of those removed, there's those three bolts. There's a bolt on each side right here. And then underneath, there's one bolt somewhere. I can't remember where it is. I think it's under the cigarette tray, ashtray, but there's a bolt on the bottom of the dash as well. So you'll want to start off by lowering the steering column. There are two bolts in here and another two bolts down here, right there. As you can see, one there and the other one there on the lower part of the steering column. I believe those are 12mm. So with those four bolts out, the steering column will just lower down like that. And there's one part of the wire harness here hanging on. I think that'll be fine because I'm just going to slide the whole dash out. That'll go with it. So you want to do that and then remove the six 10mm bolts. All right, so the last bolt is just right there. It's sort of beside the ashtray here, but that's it. That's the last bolt you need to remove. All right, with that removed, I should be able to, there we go, slide that dash way back so that I can hopefully get in there, but it's the driver's side I need to access, and I don't know, I think that speedometer cable is going to be in the way. I'm not going to struggle with it, it's just not worth it. No, so that sucks. So I'll just sort of push the dash back in place, and I'm going to have to remove the instrument cluster. All this just for that damn fan. All right, with the bezel removed, there are four more screws, one in each corner there, and then two up in the top. It's pretty self-explanatory. However, getting the speedometer out is not easy because of that cable. All right, so I've got the speedo cable undone. There's a plug also undone right there, you can see, and there's one more plug there to undo. And I'll show you the trick to get that all done. It is not easy. All right, it's out. So the connectors are fairly self-explanatory. Well, when you see them now, but you can see if I can show it here, you have to squeeze here and here to undo these hooks. There's a hook on each side. Same for this one. There's a thing to do on each side. You got to squeeze those in and then pull that back. Now for the speedometer cable, which is the hardest part, you can see there's three tabs. I went in with a very small screwdriver and just kind of bent two of them out, and then it came off. So now what I do is I'll just push them back in. They're kind of a spring retention. So now all you gotta do when it comes time to put it back on is just push this back onto the speedometer and it'll snap on and it'll stay on. So to get to that, that's the part. You cannot get to that any other way than putting your arm up through here. So let's see if I can show you. You can see my arm under the dash, and here it is coming out here. So you gotta reach in and undo this one first, the top one, then undo the speedometer, and then you can get the instrument cluster out far enough that you can get this one from behind. But yeah, that's what's involved. So now, if I undo this screw, I just kind of prop this screw in here to hold the dash. This dash should slide out. What is holding it? Actually, there we go. Now, the piece that I need to get to, oh, there it is.
right down in there. So it's a bugger. You got to take, yeah, you can see there's, I think, a screw right there. There's another screw, but then you can unplug that, pull that piece out, and there you go. Get that, I'll replace it with the other one that I've got. Hopefully that is the problem. My God, to get all this out, if it's not the problem, I'll be choked. This little Sambar is a 1991. This came out of, I believe, in 1992. And the screws on here are a combination 8mm hex with a Phillips. On this one, it's only a Phillips. I managed to get the screws out with just a little ratcheting Phillips head here. It's got a nice little fine ratchet. And now it should just pull out. And there is your part right there. If you look at this closely, it looks like there's kind of a, see if we get the light there. You can sort of see there's kind of like a circuit there, and this is a big rusted spot. So I'm wondering if that is the issue. But anyway, I'm gonna pull this one out now and compare. So yeah, you can see on this one, it looks like there might be like a little, I don't know, transistor maybe or something, I'm not sure. Resistor of some sort, and this one is rusted and gone. So I'm hoping this one is good, because I have no idea if this worked. It's definitely nicer looking than that one. But this is the part to change out. And oh, one more thing I thought I'd show you. The reason the dash can't come back any further than this is because of the lines, the brake lines to the brake reservoir. And you don't want to take those off because you're going to have a big mess. But yeah, that's as far as you can go back with the dashboard because of the reservoir for the master cylinder for the brakes. But there you go. That's what's involved if you ever have to remove your resistor for your fan. So I'm not going to show the whole reassembly unless there's a trick or a problem that I run into. I'll just put this thing back together. Okay, so I got the 6 bolts holding the dash in place. I haven't put the instrument cluster or anything back yet. I'll show you why. But I just plugged in the fan just temporarily here. It's upside down, but anyway, listen to this. 1 works, 2 works, 3 works. And there you have it. Success. Man, I'm really happy that worked. It's a lot of work, but hey, now I got a fan that works on all 3 speeds. Before I install the instrument cluster, one thing I did notice is the right-hand turn signal was not working. The bulb seems to be burnt out. So this is the time to go ahead and check all your bulbs. All these little things here are your bulbs. It's this one here that is your turn signal bulb. Now these are available. These just pull out of the socket here, the black plastic piece, the bulb just pulls out. You can buy these at any auto parts store. It's nothing special. So I will go around, I'm gonna pull all of these and check them with a little 12-volt source and make sure they work before I put the instrument cluster in, because like I say, now is the time to do this, because as you've seen, getting this thing out is a pain. All right, these 5 bulbs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are all illuminating bulbs. So they've got like a green plastic sleeve over top of them. They all work. And in actual fact, every light bulb worked. I got a little 12-volt box here, and all these work. I think what it is the contacts on here are just a little bit dirty. So I'm going to take some sandpaper and just clean very gently all the contacts on here. You can see this one here looks like it's got a bit of green to it. So I'm going to very gently touch all these and very gently touch all those so that I've got a good contact on these, and then I'll put the whole thing back together. The interior is all back together, well, minus the seats and the carpet, but the dashboard is all put back in. Everything is working electrically, including my little interior light, which, by the way, this is such a bare bones truck. It doesn't even have the door switch. No visor. Like, this is a true bare bones truck. But anyway, so that's great. I'll move on to some new stuff here. So looking at the front, the wiper arms are really crappy. So what I'll do, I'll remove them obviously, and I'm going to scuff these all up and paint them with some black trim paint. I've also got new wiper blades, so at least the wipers will look good. I still got some fairly heavy cleaning to do here. This stuff is all stained. It will come out, and the roof and everything, but hey, just a little here, a little there. It keeps adding up to making a nice little vehicle.
This thing is a bit interesting. The headache rack on this thing is different than the ones I've seen before. The ones I've seen before is basically rectangular tubing. This is hollow on the inside and it's full of crap. So I'm going to remove this to give it a good clean. But what I found interesting, it has these little bars that will fold up so that if you're putting a ladder or something on it, won't slide off to the side. I think that's super handy. It also has, the first truck I've seen anyway with it, is these little bars here that bolt onto the back of the headrest studs. I guess just so that something doesn't go through the window in case you didn't have the headache rack. So those are kind of also nasty looking, so I've painted them up to make them look nice. So I will put this on here and also clean the windows nice on the inside and the outside. Obviously it's way easier to do when you've got the headrest out because you just can't get at the inside of the windshield. So just again, another step getting it nice and clean. All right, so the carpets are going in, looks a little better. The floor is in, and now what I got to do is I got to deal with this shift knob. The four-wheel drive button is missing on this thing, so I have a spare shift knob. And to get it off, there is a split pin right there, roll pin. So just take a little punch and punch that out. That's how you just press it through, and that's how the shift knob comes off. So what I do is I push the shift knob all the way over like that, and then hit it with the hammer. But you got to be careful not to put too much force on it. You don't want to break the linkage at all. So I kind of hold the other side at the same time. It's kind of tricky. Maybe I can just hammer on it, but I don't. As for the shift boot, it's really dirty and nasty. I think I may actually try throwing it in my dishwasher with my next load of dishes and put that in. I won't tell the missus because she'll probably get mad at me, but I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's pull the shift knob off. So there you go. There's the shifter off, just held on with the, one connector. It is mine. I think they all are. They have electrical tape going around here. So when you go to lift it off, make sure you take the electrical tape off that's holding it onto the shifter rod. And of course, then the boot slides off. So I'm going to go try and clean this thing up. And yeah, I should have another spare shifter over on my shelf that I'll grab. Continuing with cleaning up this interior, just about every Sambar I've had has got really badly sun-baked plastic seatbelt clips. This one, what I did is it's much better than this one. And all I did is I took some spray nine and a steel brush and just go over it and basically wear off all the dried up plastic. It just kind of brushes that off, and then go over it with some Armor All after. I could probably go more, but I'm happy with that. It's definitely better than what it looks like right now. So that's what I'm gonna do now, is just clean up this last one, get the armrest in, or the console, and I've already got the seat all cleaned up. I'm gonna bolt the passenger seat in. All right, so I got the passenger seat in, the shifter's in with the other shifter that I had, which has got the four-wheel drive button. This seat unfortunately did have a rust stain on it. It's way better than it was. I might still try to get that rust stain out of it. One thing I'm going to do is, because this truck's a bare bones, it doesn't have the little storage bin behind the seat. I have one. It's very nasty and dirty, but I'm going to clean that up and throw it in here because, yeah, I rescued it from another truck, so I'm going to throw it in here. But definitely, things are coming together. So the interior is pretty much all back together. The last thing to do is the driver's seat, and it's right here. The back of the driver's seat is very nice. However, the bottom is split, as you can see, and overall it's just nasty. I guess I'll probably put it in temporarily, but I think I'm gonna have to take this into an upholstery shop and get them to just at least do that bottom one. The top one is fine, or the back is fine, but that is about all I'm going to do in this video. I still haven't forgotten about this carburetor. I'm waiting to hear back from Japan still. They had a big holiday there, I guess, for a week long. I'm still waiting to hear back on a needle valve. Failing being able to get a needle valve, I'm going to pull it out, the needle valve and the seat, and see if I can polish it up in my lathe somehow and use it. Okay, so I think that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I can't really get too much more done, and to be honest, I don't really want to do too much more. The wildfire smoke
has really come into the west coast of Canada and where I am right now, and my throat is already raw from working in the shop for a little bit today. So I'm going to kind of chill out until that blows away. The people in Kelowna, I got friends and family there, and I'm hoping they're okay, and you know, everywhere there does okay with this terrible wildfire situation. We need rain really bad. That said, you might notice I took the headache rack off. I'm going to get that all cleaned up. I got these new painted bars on here. It looks nice. Just get this thing cleaned up. We're very close to being done. So that said, thoughts and comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about all this. Think about subscribing. I'm almost to that 1,000 mark. That's amazing. It's so cool. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and have yourselves a great day.